Russia has invaded Ukraine. Now the exact time happened at 5:50 a.m. their time. Now they are 7 hours ahead of us, so obviously the time frame's different. But with that being said, there's so much with this that I want to talk about. So first of all, how's it gonna affect America? All right, that's probably one question everybody wants to know. How's it gonna affect America? All right, so it's gonna affect gas prices for one. You know, that's gonna be the biggest thing. We all know gas prices are gonna skyrocket, even though the fact that they already are high. Now, I saw a post about 2 weeks ago where they said, you know, gas prices are expected to hit $7. Experts say this is why. This is what they were talking about, $7. All right. I mean, people can't afford $7 gas prices. All right. Everybody kept talking about, you know, $15, $15. That's gonna make everything better. No, it's not. It's gonna raise everything up. All right. And we see it. Inflation is the highest in like since decades ago. All right. But with that being said, at least 40 people have died. All right, in Ukraine. Obviously, they expect that number to go up tremendously. So, another thing that people are talking about is, did Ukraine media handle this well? As far as, did they alert people enough? Did they give enough warnings and stuff like that? I know here, I saw a couple posts where they were telling people to leave. But again, I don't know how their media handled it because I'm not there, obviously. But there were posts here where they were telling people to leave, telling people to get out. And obviously they should, because Russia's military is way more advanced. They have a lot more technology, and they have a lot more troops than Ukraine does. All right, it's as simple as that. Now, with that being said, Ukraine has declared martial law. So people are trying to get out. People are trying to leave the area. People are panicking. All right. So, you know, this will only get worse. Russia's already in there. Russia's going to continue to push forward. So, as the President of the United States, you need to come out and address this, alright? So, Biden needs to come out and address this as a president. Boris Johnson already came out and addressed this. Why hasn't Joe Biden come out and addressed this? That's the kind of things that make me mad with Biden, alright? Like, you can't sit here and all you're going to do is say you impose sanctions. Alright, that's doing nothing to stop this. Alright? That's doing nothing at all to help people in Ukraine. That's doing nothing to help Americans in Ukraine. That's doing nothing to help American allies that are in Ukraine. Alright? These people are trying to get out, and all you're doing is talking about imposing sanctions. That's doing nothing to help anybody. Alright? And it's making yourself look worse than what you already are. Alright? So, when he comes out today, which is supposed to be around 12 o'clock, so when he comes out today, he needs to tell the American people what he's going to do to stop this, alright? The time for, well, I don't know, or we're going to impose sanctions, or we're going to do this, do that. Time for that is over. Joe Biden needs to come out and take action. Simple as that. Because the sanctions don't care, alright? As we already see, alright? You drew a red line. Told Vladimir Putin, do not go over here. What does he do? He invades. He sends rockets. He sends missiles over there. And you still have yet to come out and address the nation. As an American president, why would you not come out and address the nation? Alright, and like I said, they already came out and addressed it. Why hasn't Joe Biden come out? Why are other countries doing this? Alright, Boris Johnson over in the United Kingdom came out before you did. Why? Why is that happening? Alright. So, like I said, martial law has been declared in Ukraine. People are trying to get money out of their ATMs. People are trying to get a little bit of groceries they can. People are trying to just get out with what they can. Alright. So, NATO is set to activate defense forces after Russian invasion. Says peace in Europe shattered. Again, NATO is one option. You know, I don't think Vladimir Putin will go against that. But then again, he went against sanctions. I just don't think Vladimir Putin cares anymore, honestly. I mean, I really don't. But this is one thing I did want to read out, very, because this to me is important. All right. Now, like I said, Ukraine versus Russia is not a good match. Russia has so much more than Ukraine does. All right. So, as far as troops go, Russia has 900,000 troops. Ukraine has 209,000. All right, and that's active personnel. All right, on reserve, Ukraine has 900,000. You say, oh, well, that's good. They got, just over 1,100 million or over 1,100,000. All right, but on reserve personnel, Russia has over 2 million. All right, artillery, such as missiles, airstrikes. All right, Ukraine has 1,818. Russia has 4,684. Armored personnel carriers. All right, so that would be like, armored vehicles, armored tanks, armored Humvees, stuff like that. All right, Ukraine has 622 of those. Russia has 6,100. All right, as far as tanks go, Russia has close to 3,000 at 2,940. Ukraine only has 858. All right, attack helicopters. Ukraine has 35. Russia has 394. Active Air Force planes. Russia has 120. Ukraine has 125. Russia has 1,000. Yeah, I also heard that they knocked out some planes also, but I'm not sure. I think it was one plane and one helicopter that they knocked out. But I mean, even if that is the case, let's just say they did that. I mean, they had to use something to take them out, whether it was artillery, whether it was one of their helicopters, one of their active Air Force planes, whatever the case may be, they had to use something to take that out. So if they used artillery to take down 5 things, and let's say they hit every single shot, you're already down to 1,810 artillery shots, and Russia still got close to 4,700 artillery shots. So Ukraine is drastically outnumbered. Now, as far as the U.S. getting involved, we're already involved. All right. Hey, Reed, how you doing? So, should Biden have sent troops over there to try and stop this? All right. I've always believed that we shouldn't be involved in other people's problems. All right. We have our own problems in America. Everybody has their own problems. All right. They're always going to request America's help because we're the superpower. All right? We always will be the superpower. Simple as that. But here, we were already involved in this. All right. Joe Biden was already trying to put sanctions in place, which was stupid because they had no effect, and it never has any effect when people do that. But we were already involved, so he should have sent troops over there to try and stop this. All right, because now Russia will invade the capital. As simple as that. They've already seen troops in the capital, Russian troops in the capital. So, I mean, we were already involved. Joe Biden should have sent troops over there, and we should have run with it. Because now this is going to affect America even bigger, alright? And I'm not saying that necessarily they will invade America, but that is a possibility. But what I am saying is gas prices are going to go up even more, alright? People are already struggling with gas prices. When you take what it was with Trump, $1.50, $1.60, at least where I was, and you move that up to $3.40. Gas was up to $3.40 yesterday where I live, alright? So we went up $2 in a year under Joe Biden. Alright, that is a huge difference. Especially if you get gas every week and if you have 2 cars. I mean, can you imagine that? That's a big increase. Alright. So, like I said, martial law has been declared. Severe diplomatic ties with Russia after invasion. And like I said, at least 40 people have died. Now, I'm not sure if that is just civilians only. But like I said, obviously that number is going to go up. There's no doubt about that. That number is going to go up, unfortunately. But like I said, the biggest thing to me is Joe Biden needs to come out and address America, address the world, all right? Because it's pretty sad when Boris Johnson comes out in the United Kingdom and addresses this before the President of the United States, the person who has supposedly been talking to Vladimir Putin, the person that's supposedly been threatening Vladimir Putin with sanctions and all this, and you still haven't come out and addressed this. Like, I'm sorry, but Joe Biden, he's done. He's got to go. All right. From what happened in Afghanistan to him sending a missile strike that killed 7 kids, all right, and then he didn't take responsibility for it, and then almost a month later he comes out and says, yeah, we sent this strike, and doesn't apologize to the families, saying condolences or anything, all right. Inflation is the highest in decades. Gas prices are highest. And now we are in another war that you did nothing to stop. I mean, you did nothing to try and stop this. Anybody with any kind of common sense could have said, sanctions are not going to stop Russia from invading. It's not going to happen. And the fact that you're more worried about truckers coming to Washington, D.C. than this is a problem. I mean, you're literally more worried about truckers coming to Washington, D.C. to voice their opinion and express how they feel than what's going on in Russia right now. Like, you literally sent, 400, 500 National Guard people there, and you haven't even addressed the nation about what's going on in Ukraine yet. To me, that is a problem. Like, you should not be worried about what's going on in Washington, D.C. right now. What you need to be worried about is what's going on and how it's going to affect American people. Hey Bradley Smith, how you doing? I haven't seen that, but it's going to get a lot worse before it gets better. And, honestly, like I said, I just read the numbers off about how Russia is severely underpowered by artillery, manpower, tanks, helicopters, fighter jets, and all that. So, while Russia might be, standing back right now and Ukraine might have a little advantage right now, it's not going to last. Because, like I said, Ukraine is going to have some kind of advantage because they know the area, all right? They know where they are. They know where they can go. But when you have, almost 2 million more troops than they do, and you have almost double the artillery, double the tanks, double the, or 10 times the helicopters, 10 times the planes, it's not going to work out good for you. Yeah, Bradley Smith. Perfect time. And again, like I said, hey Jitterbug, how you doing? That's exactly what I was about to go to. Trump, a lot of people don't like Trump, alright? And that's your choice to feel however you want. But with that being said, alright, if Trump was in office right now, I firmly believe that this would not happen, alright? Or if it did happen, we'd be going to war right now. Alright, and some people might not like that. But at the end of the day, you have to stand up for what's right. You have to stand up and take control of the situation, alright? Because obviously Joe Biden sitting here saying imposing sanctions or imposing severe sanctions, it's not working, alright? It's never going to work. So I don't know what Joe Biden's trying to prove with imposing sanctions, alright? Joe Biden is incompetent to be president, alright? He pulled troops out of Afghanistan and had so many killed. Now, we're about to go to war here again, and he's going to have more troops killed over something that could have been prevented. Like I said, if Trump was in office, he already had troops over there, told Vladimir Putin, if you invade, we're going to start war. Simple as that. And think about it. The whole 4 years that Trump was in office, no war. Everybody kept talking about, oh, Trump's going to start a war, Trump's going to start a war. Trump never started a war, did he? because people were scared of Trump. People knew Trump was serious. Joe Biden gets in office a year later. What happens? Oh, everybody's laughing at Joe Biden. Oh, no, they're not. All the world people are laughing at Joe Biden. Oh, no, they're not. Y'all are just mad Joe Biden won. What happens? War. Bradley Smith, main move is they want to take over. They just want the land. So, I mean, I have no doubt that after they capture Russia, which who knows how long that could take, it could be over as soon as they want it to be over. But, you know, I have no doubt that they will try to attack America. Alright? And, I mean, they're already going to attack America. Gas prices are going to go up tremendously. And Joe Biden's going to do nothing to stop it. And Russia knows that. Vladimir Putin knows that Joe Biden is weak. He's incompetent. He doesn't know where he is. He is not fit to be a president. And the vice president, Kamala Harris, is just as worse, if not worse. I mean, her poll rankings are worse than Joe Biden's. And Joe Biden's approval rating is at 35%, and her approval rating is worse than his. So I don't understand how. There's no way 81 million people voted for these two. There's just no way. But we are on the verge of war. But one thing I will say is, you know, NATO is the only hope for America and for Ukraine, especially Ukraine, for this to stop. And for us, for it to get any farther, alright? If Vladimir Putin goes against NATO, then there's a problem. Alright, because all of these forces will come together against him. And I'm not saying that won't happen. He very well may go against them. Like I said, when you got over 3 million troops, you know, you're going to feel good about yourself. Alright, you're going to feel like you're powered. And, I mean, he does have a lot of power, but if you go against America and other countries all united together, it's not going to go good. If you just go against America alone, it's not going to go good. Alright? But, like I said, we have lost a lot of military people this year and last year due to this vaccine mandate. And I was one of the people that called it. I said, you know, forcing our military to take shots and to, you know, fire them over shots that they don't want to take is going to weaken our military. What happens? We've lost 200 Marines, I believe it was 500 Army soldiers, and I believe 50 or 60 from the Navy. They were all fired after not taking a COVID shot. Alright? We need those people right now. Those people that y'all fired are already... We need them, alright? We need these people right now. You can't just fire people because they don't want to take a shot. And now, we're going to be facing war, and y'all don't even care. I mean, I don't know. I just don't think Vladimir Putin cares anymore. I think he's done. I mean, this is his chance. And he knows this is his chance to take over. There's been no greater time for him to take over. I mean, obviously, you're not going to do it with Trump in office. Alright, even when Obama was in office, you know, he could have had a chance there. But I don't think his chance was great then. He knows now this is his chance. And especially with everything happening in America, he knows this is a perfect chance. Inflation's high. Crime is high. You know, Joe Biden is getting worse and worse by the day. Kamala Harris is getting worse and worse by the day. People are turning on everybody. They know this is the perfect chance. Why would they not go ahead and invade? And like I said, when gas prices hit $4, $5, $6, $7, that's going to hurt people even more. And I hate to say it, but honestly, the homeless is going to get a lot worse in America. I mean, people are already working 2 jobs and struggling, alright? You just can't make it. Alright, so whether you like Trump or not, like I said earlier, people kept talking about Trump's going to start a war, we're going to war with China and all this. We never went to war, and that's because they all knew Trump would actually send threats, and he would back up those threats with actions. Trump was the one that said, hey, if you invade Ukraine, I'm going to send a missile over there. And he would send a missile over there. I mean, we already saw it. He sent multiple missiles. And everybody knew that he was serious about his actions. Joe Biden has said nothing about, attacking. And like I said, Ukraine's supposed to be our ally. And yet, nothing. Like I said, at least 40 people are dead. And they're claiming the number is over 300 right now. According to Ukraine media, the number is over 300. And like I said, we have our allies are trapped over there. We have Americans trapped over there. We have Ukrainians trapped over there. And martial law is in effect. So I don't understand why we are not sending troops over there. We should have already had troops over there. This wasn't like something that just happened overnight. There's been talks about this for almost a month now, alright? And nothing has happened. Joe Biden should have just quit with the sanctions, alright? Everybody knows that that does nothing. Alright, he should have had troops over there. He should have been talking to Vladimir Putin. Whether he actually did or not, I don't know. But he should have been like, hey, if you invade, there's going to be consequences. And I'm not talking about sanctions. I'm talking about met with military. We'll see. I don't know. I mean, Russia's got a lot of money built into this. But, I mean, all that's going to do is raise gas prices even more here. It's going to cause the stock market to crash. And I hate to say it, but, a lot of people have been talking about the Great Depression with Biden in office. So a lot of people have been saying, what about military drafts, inflation being even higher? Honestly, all that is possible. All right, I hate to say it, but all that is possible. And I've been one of those people that I'm like, I never wanted to go to war. When I was younger, I thought, yeah, I'll join the military. But that's one of those things that you just can't decide on overnight. So anyways, with that being said, I'm one of those people that, I thought about joining, but I decided it was probably best not to. But I respect the people that do join, and, if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be free. But if the time came for it, I'm not going to be one of those people that back down from it. If the time is right and you have to stand up, then you need to join and protect your country. That's just how I feel personally. Yeah, Bradley Smith. I think Biden has had a huge part in this. I mean, he came out today and said that Russia was solely responsible for this. No, Russia was not solely responsible for this. You had a big part in this. I'm just going to come out and say, you being a coward is being a big part in helping them. Yeah, Bradley Smith, I mean, let's see, when Obama was in office, the first year, I think just going into middle school, and then coming into high school, or just getting out of high school, towards the end of high school, I was really close to joining the military. That was something I really wanted to do, but I decided against it. And now I'm glad I didn't join, because if I was to join, I would be on that list, because I'm not taking a shot that I feel like is not safe for me. One, it's not safe, and two, I shouldn't have to be forced to do something I don't want to do. So if I was to join the military right now, I would be on that list to get fired, or I would already be fired. So in that regard, I'm glad I didn't join. But again, if the time comes for us to step up and fight for our country, I'd be one of the first ones to do that. Obviously nobody wants to leave their family, nobody wants to go and fight, but again, at some point in time, you have to stand up and you have to take it back. And this administration is fighting against that. They are fighting against what's good. like I said, Joe Biden's more worried about what's going on in Washington, D.C. with trucker protests that aren't even there yet than what's going on in Ukraine. And to me, that is a problem. And it should be addressed. I mean, people should be calling that out 24/7. Like, you're more worried about truckers that literally aren't even there yet than over 40 people dead. Like, I just don't understand where his priorities are. But let's see here. Let's see if there's any more breaking news updates. Because, again, I just want to come in here and talk a little bit to y'all about this. But unless there's any kind of new breaking news on this, I'm going to go ahead and get off. Like I said, Joe Biden's supposed to talk today at 12 o'clock noon. So we'll see what he has to say about that. And we'll go from there. But I don't expect anything good to happen from this news conference. If anything, I expect it to get worse after this news conference. Because I feel like he's going to come out there trying to act all big and tough, and it's not going to do anything. It's going to make it worse if anything. Alright, yeah, so Alright, so NATO is set to activate defense forces. Like I already told y'all, Ukraine declared martial law. Alright, yeah, so there's really no more breaking news out of this. But if any more breaking news does come available, I'll definitely bring that to y'all. Let me read your comment real quick. Yeah, Brother Smith, I'll try and look that up after I get off here. Like I said, if any more news comes out, I'll just bring that to y'all. Like I said, Russia is 7 hours ahead of us, I believe. So, obviously the time frame's going to be different there than what it is here. So, let's see. So, it's probably getting close to dark there. But, like I said, I'll keep you updated on this. From what I've seen in the news previous times, they do usually attack at dark for whatever reason. I don't know why, but they usually do. But like I said, I'll try and look that video up, and I'll keep you updated. If Joe Biden says anything stupid, which I'm sure he probably will, I'll let y'all know during that. But until then, as always, thank y'all for watching, and y'all stay safe out there.